This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no one.
a second.
Oh, no.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobuki Chick.
Hi.
And we're here to show you what they got.
Yes.
All right.
They got a lot.
It's a decent number this week. We've got a few
And
on
I got a rock.
tap. But alas, no Gundam.
Oh well.
But that's all right. We can move forward because we have a lot of other pickups right now.
Mm-hmm.
righty, we've got a lot of cool things this time around, and I'm going to be the one to start. Well, I've got 7, and I actually have
7?
a number of these.
7?
So let's talk about the photograph. Ooh, let me go ahead and push. There we go. So
There we go.
the photograph is really not one that I'm as much interested in, but I know that we will
Really?
get it because it's one I know that we were going to go see in theaters, and then things came up and all that, and it's a romantic, a romance basically.
Yeah.
So it's one that I know that I'm going to eventually get. I don't know a lot about it. It looks well done. I guess it got okay reviews. So I will check that one out.
I know I saw plenty of previews for that one.
Oh, they did a lot of advertising for that.
It does have Lakeith Stanfield, which is a plus. So,
Definitely.
huh? Oh,
Most definitely.
yes. So, on the other end of the spectrum, well, I don't know if it is, but whatever. It's another film that came out very early in the year that caught my attention. I only saw the preview a few times for this one, and the dog looked fake as hell. But I'm talking, of course, of the new version of Jack London's The Call of the Wild, which features a very old and grizzled Harrison Ford in the main human role, and a very poorly CGified dog in the main canine role. I heard mixed things about this. I heard it wasn't bad, but that the CG was distracting. I would like to see it. I'm very curious. I read Call of the Wild ages ago. I can't even remember the dang story at this point. But, man and dog go on adventure, if I remember correctly.
I have an old version of it.
What's that?
I have an older version of it.
Yeah, right.
But
I'm curious about this one. Like I said, it looks like they probably should have spent a little longer on the CG, but anything with Harrison Ford, I'm usually willing to give it the benefit of the doubt until seeing it, although the man has only had a few roles to truly impress me, but some of them truly impressed me. So, he is really good at playing Harrison Ford. I'll give him that. All right.
all right, let's see here. Yeah, I need to get rid of these notification sounds. All right. So the next one on my list is let's see here, is a horror film. So horrifying, I've got the screen off of me. There we go.
Oh, there you go. Well,
It's a
you're trying to
film-
protect those kids at home, right?
Because it's a clown horror, I was trying to not add it to my collection. But I keep hearing about it from the horror community and several of the people that were on Inside Movies Galore with. That is the movie Terrifier. I mean, it's getting a re-release. I don't know. I am interested just because it just gets so many good, as far as horror reviews. I mean, you're going to get to watch really good classic horror this time with the American Mummy and Dead.
Well, I'll be sending one of those out. But anyway.
I even sent you a screenshot.
I know. Thank you.
So what do you?
All right.
So what do you think about clown horror? Are you a big clown horror fan, with Killer Clowns from Outer Space or it?
They all float down here. I mean, I've seen some good ones. I don't know that I would call them all good. That one dude that what's his face? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. The big dude in American Horror Story Freak Show. That was kind of a clownish role. Ooh, that was freaky.
But still interesting.
Oh yeah, very interesting.
Well, on to you.
Yes, and something that many people consider to be horror, Star Trek. The Star Trek trilogy, the Kelvin, whatever the timeline. You were supposed to put the full title here, but that was it, right? Star Trek trilogy, the Kelvin timeline. It basically is their way of repackaging the 3 films that were done in the new reboot. I believe J.J. Abrams was behind those.
Yeah, the trilogy.
Yeah. And it probably could have gone on longer if it were not for the incredibly untimely and shocking death of Anton Yelchin, who played the Russian dude. What was his name again? I should
Chekhov.
be able to. Chekhov, yes. I should be able to remember that. But I personally really liked these films. I really did. I've never been a big Trekkie, but I really enjoyed the 3. I thought they meshed together well. If I recall correctly, Beyond was one of the films that lost to Suicide Squad for the makeup.
Yeah.
Which was a little bit of a travesty on several levels. I have the first one on DVD. I have the second one on Blu-ray, and I don't have the third one. So the fact that they're re-releasing them in 4K Blu-ray combo pack is very tempting. Very tempting. I will be looking for this Black Friday.
Was the third one any good? I
liked it.
Had it. Yeah.
I liked it.
What's funny is I have them, and I came close to saying, like, well, we could divide this, but you're the only one of us that's seen all 3.
You're slacking. Yeah.
I have that version, which, is kind of cool because it has the double. I've got,
Yeah, that's probably the edition I have.
The one that's
paid a lot less.
Yeah, the one that was really, I think I got this close to release night, and it was to me it was this probably the best out of the 3.
It's a good one.
I don't know
the third one.
This one I can't really say. I just told that it is. So again, it's I've got all 3. I just haven't watched all 3 yet. I've just not had the motivation to watch the third one yet. And,
right. But yeah, if you are not one of those people who scream sacrilege either because you're an old school Trekkie or because you're more of a Star Wars person, if you're not in one of those 2 camps, you definitely owe it to yourself to give that one a go.
Oh yeah. So now I've got props for the rest.
Oh, props.
So let's see. Okay. So the next one is one of 2 releases. And we'll do one at a time to even this out. On Steelbook. More Ghibli films are getting Steelbook releases, which is pretty cool. And the one here is Ponyo. This is my version. You can see the other version there. But that is cool. And I do like the Disney ones were not bad release-wise.
Hamo!
Ponyo, I thought, was one of Miyazaki's weaker films.
But it was fun.
I felt like it was a weaker version of Totoro.
Yeah.
But still, if you enjoyed that, if you want one for your small child to watch with you, watch Grave of the Fireflies. No, just kidding. Watch Ponyo.
Ponyo was created with the same target audience that Totoro was in mind. Obviously, yeah. Of course, it was his loose riff on the Little Mermaid mythos, which slightly different for the kiddies than, say, the lure, but
Yes, Miyazaki's the lure.
I still say, we sometimes talk about bootlegs and torrents and that kind of stuff. I still say, even though I have long since owned a legit copy of Ponyo, it will always be a burned torrent copy in my collection. I still don't know why I downloaded it when I did, but I had one of my brothers make a disc for me, burn a disc for me of a film that still needs a freaking release. Lukas Moodysson's Lilia Forever. And my brother, for whatever reason, combined them on one disc. That would be like combining it, Ponyo and the lore on one disc. So I must keep this for amusement value.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
And on the subject of twisted things for amusement and a callback to my last presentation, the follow-up to Suicide Squad gets its steelbook, and I'm assuming overall release. Your picture just showed the steelbook.
Mm-hmm.
The overall release this week of DC's Birds of Prey, or the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, or Harley Quinn, the movie. They kind of, this really is not a Birds of Prey movie so much as a setup for a Birds of Prey movie that happens to be a Harley Quinn star vehicle. I have mentioned on this channel my thoughts about this. They really, 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 really should have gone with Gotham City Sirens first, because that would have made much more sense. But with what they went with and what they did, and also leaving Barbara Gordon completely out of a Birds of Prey storyline, made no sense. But with what they went with and how they did it, it's a really fun movie. Margot Robbie absolutely was perfectly cast as Harley Quinn. And Ewan McGregor was perfect as Roman Sionis, the Black Mask. He is one of the best villains they've had in a comic book movie. And it's great. It is just, have you seen this one yet?
Nope.
You need to see it. It was one of the last ones. What's that?
I have the steelbook paid for.
Yeah, I'd like to get that one on that, but I'm not as obsessed with that as you are.
I'm trying to get all of the DCU movies on steelbook. That's it.
I know. And when you set your mind to a particular goal, you gotta go for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it is a fun movie. It is even though it creates some big baffling issues with why did they do this, why did they do that, the acting is solid, the production value is pretty solid. They brought in the guy who directed the John Wick movies to help with the fight choreography, so it does have some pretty badass fight sequences. It's an impressive step up, let's put it that way. A couple steps up at least. And I look forward to seeing more from all involved.
You know, I wish that they, on like as a special feature, would put their Hot Ones interview that Margot Robbie had in relation. What? The Hot Ones interview. You're familiar with Hot Ones, right?
Somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, where basically, they interview different stars and celebrities. Mm-hmm. And every time he asks a question, they take like a bite of these spicy wings and they go all the way up to the spiciest.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that.
Yeah, she was on there. Her castmates for the movie actually showed up for the last one and did it all together. So,
nice.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. You should have checked it out.
Okay.
Well, you could still check it out, just not now. Because,
right.
I gotta flip back. He's gonna be watching it or something. All right. So our next one is another Studio Ghibli film on Steelbook now, and that is Howl's Moving Castle. Now, I didn't recently, but I upgraded to Blu-ray not long ago, so I'm not really in any need, but still, it's kind of cool.
It is.
And Howl's Moving Castle was one of the few Ghibli films I saw in theaters.
I did too.
You were there, I believe.
No, I saw Howl's Moving Castle with, I believe, with Clayton, Khaled, and Paige. I actually saw it at the Grandin.
That is strange. I swear I thought you were there because it was in Charlottesville. It was me, Nina, and Rocky, and I think Anna.
I don't think I've been to the movies in Charlottesville, strangely enough.
It was really cool.
Maybe once.
It was worth seeing. I really enjoyed it in theaters. It's a handful of films. You've seen more Ghibli films in theaters than I have. Matter of fact, I've seen both of these in
Yeah.
theaters.
Yeah, maybe I saw Ponyo with you. I don't remember.
I know you saw Ponyo with me because we saw that in
Okay.
Richmond.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. Another one with a loose DC connection that has recently become more solidly codified. The previous connection was that it aired after Gotham, and I actually saw a few episodes of the early seasons because of this. And then apparently in the recent Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, they decided out of nowhere to put in canon that Lucifer is actually part of the Arrowverse in a sense, or at least it's connected to the Arrowverse, which was an interesting idea. For those of you unfamiliar with series, basically Lucifer is, well, Lucifer, I believe comes to Earth because he's bored, or I can't remember exactly. And I think he ends up working together with a female detective, if I'm remembering correctly.
It's a string of these type of things, like Sleepy
Right.
Hollow was one.
Right. Yeah.
They have several of these like odd detective
Right.
pairs up with female sidekick.
Right. And I saw a little bit of Sleepy Hollow too. That was quite interesting. But I enjoyed what I saw of Lucifer. He was a fun character, and the series overall was pretty well put together. I mention it because season 4 is coming out this week. Do you remember how many seasons is it? It's still ongoing? I can't remember. I feel like it is.
I feel like it is.
I feel like it is, but so it's probably up to like season 5 or so, or 6, 5 or 6. So season 4 coming out. I have not gotten into collecting this one yet, but I will eventually, especially because of that tie to Arrowverse. Yeah.
Yay.
But I won't be trying to watch it simultaneously like
yeah, let's add another series of hour-long episodes.
Yes.
You'll never get done.
I know. This is the show that never ends.
This is apparently a steelbook week when it comes to these.
Oh, it is.
Because Vampire Hunter D,
nice.
The original OVA from the 1980s, is getting a steelbook Blu-ray release.
Nice.
Now, many people, and you can see the similarities of this postcard that came with it. Matter of fact, they're actually advertising. They're actually advertising it on the Sentai version on here. I must have taken this out of like a Right Step box. So.
You reminded me. Sentai is the one behind this re-release, right?
Correct. They're behind a lot of these. So yeah, this had some. Matter of fact, Wicked City is one I have. So it's kind of cool to see those. But
I'm not sure I have the original one.
It is. It's one that's near to my heart because it was one of the first anime I watched, other than I think Ranma and Slayers. And my first one that was dark. I mean, I think I had seen Ninja Scroll by that time, but you know. And
Vampire Hunter D is the better film.
And of course, it also had the one of the first naked shower scenes. So you know, as a young adolescent, you had that one, and of course there was the one in Street Fighter with Chun-Li, which was interesting. So you know, these things that we remember as we get older.
You know, I always loved the Street Fighter game. I knew there was a reason why.
Well, I mean, yeah, that scene where she has her shower scene and then she fights Vega in her underwear.
Ooh.
Yeah, I wonder what they were aiming at there.
I just remember that they had that arcade at the Mill Mountain Coffee, and I played that so much. And before they decided to be assholes and make me burn that coffee shop's name in infamy. They did have that arcade, and it did give me hours of entertainment. But I can't imagine that version being at a coffee shop. I would love that, but I can't imagine. Okay, so this is kind of fitting. Shameless season 10 is coming out. I know relatively little about this except that it stars William H. Macy and the dude who played Jerome on Gotham. And that right there is all I need to know. I will have to watch this show eventually. I want to say it's based on a Britcom that, as most of these do, didn't run as long as this one has. But so I kind of want to track that one down and see it one of these days. But yeah. Season 10, though, that really makes me kind of hesitate. If you've been following the show along and you want to keep on plugging away at it, here's your chance to get more. I'm thinking at this point I'm going to wait for the complete collection.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with that many episodes out.
Yeah.
That's a lot of collecting right there.
That is. Like Lucifer's one thing. 4 seasons, maybe going as high as 6 or 7. But if something's already at 10 and I haven't even started, yeah, complete set.
That'd be like, say, starting the Simpsons. Like if they had kept releasing DVD sets of the Simpsons and doing, I might just start collecting the Simpsons.
Yeah, good luck with that. I got lucky. He gave them to me.
One day they'll do a complete series set.
Yes, and I would probably do that.
Actually, the creator did say that if they ever end the series, he would consider doing.
They need to end the series. What season are they up to?
They're in their 20s now, but I don't know.
Oh, they're well over 20 by now.
Yeah, I think there must be like 25, 26.
Something like that. That's too many. There's no reason the show's still going.
It was running when I was a teenager. That tells you something.
Look, they lost Harry Shearer. That's half the characters right there. They lost Apu because he was pissing off the Indian community. That's a lot of the show gone right there. Yeah, they probably should just end it.
And then Disney now has it, and they can edit it all they want. So you're not even going to get to see the original presentation.
That's true. Oh, man, never thought about that. Dang the mouse. Okay.
Evil mouse.
Yes, evil mouse.
So William Castle, what's weird is I did not think about this. This did not even cross my mind. Hollywood Story and New Orleans is getting a William Castle double feature. And I was like, William Castle, where have I heard that name before? This is where I've heard that name before.
Movies Galore.
So I said, well, I might as well continue to add to this collection.
So is this part of that same series?
Yeah, it's the part of the same William Castle double feature series.
Nice.
So, and they're not bad looking little things here. So I want to say they come, well, they both come on the same Blu-ray, but they're old movies. So and Mr. Sardonicus was well worth having.
That was a good one.
And I really liked 13 Ghosts. They did 13 Ghosts because of a lot of the innovations that they used with it. So it's worth checking out. Both of them are worth. I mean, it really is worth checking out. And I might have to go in. William Castle is an amazing director, so it might be worth checking out more of his stuff.
And of course, check out our Movies Galore discussion, Mr. Sardonicus and 13 Ghosts while we're at it.
Most assuredly, and we covered both of those.
Right. Okay, so the big one this week, the really big one on my list, is the new Criterion release, and they are putting out an indisputable classic. They are putting out the John Sturges film, The Great Escape, featuring Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson, James Coburn, James Garner, Donald Pleasance, score by Elmer Bernstein. I mean, geez, with that pedigree, this one was like crying out for a Criterion release. And they could have really gone all out, and I'm a little bit disappointed by the overall bonus features here. But they've still got a pretty decent amount of bonus features here. 2 audio commentaries, a 4-part documentary called Great Escape, Heroes Underground, couple other things here and there, a couple TV programs, basically. An interview, of course. Yeah, I mean, overall, it looks like it's going to be one of their middle-of-the-road releases. A movie like this probably should have gotten a 2-disc release, but it's still going to be a hella upgrade from the version I already have. So,
See, this is the version I have.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that the same version you've got?
No, I think I have the basic bare bones one.
Opens up.
Yeah, that doesn't look bad.
And so let me see how these features match up for those who actually got the special edition.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the commentary by the director.
Mm-hmm.
Great Escape, the Untold Story documentary. The Real Virgil Hilts, A Man Called Jones documentary.
Mm-hmm.
5 featurettes. Return to the Great Escape, Preparations for Freedom, A Standing Ovation, Bringing Fact to Fiction, and The Flight to Freedom, a photo gallery, and theatrical trailer.
I hate to say this, but you might have the better end of the deal.
Well,
Looks
except
like,
it's not Blu-ray, but yeah.
yeah, it looks like the new interview and the essay, all Criterion ones come with the physical essay.
I'm all about that essay.
Yeah. I heard Mo's comments on it earlier, and I agree. But the big takeaway, yours has the featurettes apparently are not in this edition. So that's the biggest. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. Plus the 2 commentaries. The first one is the director, and the second one is 3 of the actors, which I'm kind of curious about this. It's James Coburn, James Garner, and Donald Pleasance. I would like to hear what they had to say.
Yeah, that's a new commentary right there. Because so you could.
Well, new. It's still 17 years old, but
it's interesting how some of these are there, and you'll notice that, and sometimes in a Criterion, you'll have Criterion versions that don't have the same features as some of the other versions out there.
Yeah.
Come on,
yeah. But like I said, that's still an upgrade. I'm pretty sure mine had almost no bonus features, so it's on the conversion list, no doubt about it.
Well, I guess that's it for us, except for one more.
Yeah, one more each. You're always trying to turn it off.
Oh, yeah, I forget. I started us, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I saved my best for last.
Ah, yes.
One I've read the manga for and watched some of the anime, and that is Maid-sama.
All right.
So that's a full collection. It is a Blu-ray, and I believe they are looking at a dub track for that.
I believe there is a dub track, yes.
I have this version. Which, I wanted it as soon as it came out because I really liked it. But as you can see, I obviously didn't obviously did not watch it yet.
Yeah.
But
unfortunately, I'm in the same situation because I have the combined DVD release, which you should be happy you have the one you have because mine has a friggin' spool in the middle with them stacked, and I hate when they do that.
These are like the standard. I can tell by just the way it is. You've got the little insert thing with it.
Yeah. So, speaking of great anime, this is not it. I added to my list Code Breaker the Essentials release. To be honest, I don't remember why I picked this one. It's on my radar. I don't know. So it's there. So instead, I will take this slot. Well, we got to make a joke about the Essentials. And they did also put Devil May Cry out this week as an essential. I don't know if it is or not. But I have to make a joke instead about one of the others coming out this week. They're, for whatever reason, I don't know why, they're doing a Blu-ray re-release of one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I friggin' hated Idle Hands when I saw it. I hated it. I guess that would be a good one for the second chances if we ever do that again. But why is it getting re-released? I don't get it. But anyway, that does it for this.
Well, I hope you all have enjoyed this. If you do like our content, hit that like button. We are well into the 200s now,
Woohoo!
which is awesome.
Yes.
We just had like a whole like stream of people that came in and put us in the safe zone in the 200s, which is good.
Safe.
Well, safe-ish whenever YouTube is considered. But
it
we,
safe?
of course, well, we, of course, are really happy to have each and every one of you great people out here.
Yes.
So give us a comment. Let us know what you are looking forward to on the releases. I always check the comments. Unless you're trolling us, I tend to respond to most of the comments.
And I always check the comments, although I'm still running about 2 months behind trying to get caught up with our programming. So, yeah, I'm getting there.
So, also, of course, share. Because, again, we would love to get more viewers. Eventually, who knows? Maybe one day we'll be one of those like really big channels. It'll be like 20 years. We'll still be doing this, and finally we'll hit 1,000.
Yes, one of those really big channels.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, that's it. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Okay.
Goodbye.